Are you struggling to kick yourself out of the bed in the morning, especially if it's time for you to start your day? Do you hear your own voice telling you to get back to your cozy and comfortable bed for a few more minutes, but then you realize you're already late and you have to rush and stretch yourself out of the door? In this video, I will briefly share to you how altering your emotional state by specifically targeting your physiology to stay awake in the morning and beat your laziness so you can find yourself demotivated and lazy as you open your eyes in the morning, even though you already planned your day, but that voice from your bed keeps calling you back. I do hear my own lower self voice every morning. You can argue and say, no, it's me being lazy. You're right. It is you talking to yourself to be lazy. What matters most is this your lower self or your higher self that is talking to you. Are you going to listen and follow that? Suppose you think that this is your call. Do you feel great afterwards? In my case, I usually feel guilty since I know I slept soundly and I don't need more hours. If this is you, then you are on the right channel. If this is your first time, subscribe now and hit the button below. Let me know if you like this topic and don't hesitate to leave a comment below. Your tips and suggestion is always the best and appreciated. Today, we are going to talk about mindset stretch. Nothing to do with physical or mechanical stretching.
What mindset stretch? Why?
Surprise? You thought that when you open a video like this about stretch, you will be seeing and be bombarded with different stretch exercises. Is that what you are expecting? Don't you ever wonder why most of it pretty much doesn't work for you? Because what you do is just copy and paste. You just copy the exercise, but it doesn't last. Because what you are missing is the key or your right mindset. You wouldn't be able to be consistent with your stretching exercise without the right mindset. And this is part that I myself was missing. You need to include and stretch your conscious mind to be able to condition even your subconscious mind to produce a satisfying behavior, to develop a habit. And when you have that, being regular and consistent to your goals is not a problem anymore. If you think about what you are doing right now, right this very moment, you are spending your valuable time reading, watching, and listening to me, but no action or application afterwards, throwing away seconds, minutes, and hours without applying what you have learned from YouTube. And you add, I tried everything. Sounds familiar? Did you really try everything? Yoda said, there is no try. You do or you do not. And this pertains to action. I hope this helps you to be more aware of your normal psychological behavior. It is not easy, but being more aware to behavior that you want to change is the key. Let's now talk about the formula to morning laziness that I am going to share. This is actually based on the subject of NLP that I learned from Tony Robbins, a coach and a great motivational speaker. NLP is about the quality of communication to others and to yourself by making use of your senses to basically communicate better, according to NLP practitioner. To unlock and be successful on dealing with the way we behave, the order or priority of our senses should be emphasized. Personally, I discover that I am an auditory person, meaning listening and hearing works better for me. So this routine might not work for you since we all have different order of sensation to be more effective. My own physiological order or key is first auditory, second is kinesthetic, my last would be visual. By the way, NLP means neuro-linguistic programming. I don't have any link for you to study, but you can just search for it in Google. I am not a morning person. I also have a low blood pressure with relaxed demeanor. I guess too relaxed that sleeping is not a problem, but I have to start my day early and I have to move. But that moment, that gap between waking up and starting your day forward, for me is the hardest to overcome. That voice I called lower self keeps saying to me,
take it easy. You need more sleep. What about getting back to your cozy bed and take another 15 minutes more? Just lie back down.
This happens to me over and over again, and I always end up sleeping an hour or two and feeling guilty at the end. And that is why I made myself a routine that works for me well. I tried just moving immediately to start my day, but it didn't last. There was something missing in my approach. I was desperate. And then, voila, I discovered I need to add more than just moving. This is the time when I thought about NLP. I said, why not use and apply NLP to wake myself up. So here's my own NLP physiology based formula to alter my state from lazy to supercharged. Take note that before I wake up in the morning, I already set my goals. Using this routine without any advanced planning at all is useless. This will be in order but not necessary. It depends on your specific physiological order. I do this at least 4 to 6 days a week depending on my schedule. More than 30 minutes and less than an hour works the best for me to get fully kicking. Most meditation requires more time in bed. In my case, that transition in the morning is a bad timing. I can do a short and brief meditation after this routine, or just listening to lively affirmation without lying down. In short, listening while moving around. When is the best time to start this routine? Everything should be done within that what I called the window of opportunity, which is right after you open your eyes in the morning, before your lower self start talking and whispering to you out of the opposite intended plan. You should already be in a move and saying bye-bye to your lower self excuses. So let's get started. Number 1. Music. Music is actually in my ear in the beginning, even while I am taking my brief cold shower, which I will tell you about it after this. I am using a Sony waterproof headphone, no doubt, but music wakes me up. Its job is to stimulate my auditory sense, my specific, compelling purpose to mentally motivate me to move my body. Music works for me well, but I still need the next ingredient to kickstart my nervous system. Number 2, cold shower. Upon waking up with my music in my ear, I go straight to take a brief cold shower. Depending on the weather, I start with warm water and then turn it to cold. I stay under for less than 30 seconds and I am done. There is usually a research claiming that staying longer under a cold shower can accelerate fat burning or increase your metabolism. My personal compelling purpose, since I have a low blood pressure, I need this to jolt my heart rate and the rest of my circulatory system. I don't know about burning fat claim, but the cold shower really increase up my heart rate, which makes sense that it may increase your metabolism. But I am more concerned about my plan for the day and to stay awake and be active and of course alert. With cold shower, it awakens your kinesthetic sense very well. ACV. It stands for apple cider vinegar. Right after my cold shower, I take a tablespoonful of ACV with glass of lukewarm water. With its sour taste, it wakes up my gustatory sense or my taste buds. Compelling purpose. Besides that, I believe in the health benefit. Somehow it helps suppress my appetite in the morning. It works well with my digestive system. No hyperacidity or tummy aches whatsoever, even with my empty stomach. I usually do 16-hour intermittent fasting 2 to 3 times a week, and ACV has a very low glycemic index, therefore does not stimulate high insulin release that will ruin my fasting state. So it's a perfect drink for you too. When you take in something that is high in glycemic index, you will start to stimulate more release of your insulin in your system. Insulin affects your fat burning ability. I am not in the position to discuss nutrition, but I suggest you to watch Dr. Bird's about ACV and fat burning. I left a link in the section below. Number 4, physical activity. To increase my endorphins, I usually do 2-flight step stair climb. Using mainly your large muscle, such as your glutes and thighs, is better for the release of those feel-good hormone. Compelling purpose? Beside the state of euphoria afterwards, I want to keep my bun of steel. Your buttocks are important and is a powerful muscle for good posture. I don't want to have a soggy and flabby bottom. I make sure that I am comfortably out of breath after. I live in an 8th-floor building. I could finish going up and down in 15 to 20 minutes for 4 to 5 times. Depending on my schedule, I can add a 10 to 15 minutes calisthenics. Physical activity stimulate multiple senses in your body simultaneously. At the end, I am fully charged and on fire, ready to take my final recipe. And lastly, black coffee. Another very low glycemic index beverage that I take because of its wake me up properties. No sugar or cream, that is why it is a very low in glycemic index. Coffee wakes both of my olfactory sense and gustatory sense. Compelling purpose? It's not the taste or the smell, it's the energy boosting effect of natural caffeine. It clears my mind well and I think better. I take a cup or two only during my peak working days. A lot of thinking and moving. During my planned lazy rest day, I avoid coffee. During vacation, I might even take a full week of no caffeine in my system. This prevents me from getting immune to the effect of 1 to 2 cups of caffeine when I needed it most. A way not to get my system addicted. A whole new boost every cup I take. This concludes the 5 ways to overcome your laziness in the morning. This recipe works for me specifically. I don't abuse myself to any of each ingredients. Moderation in everything that you take is better than overdosing it. The key element is to avoid mental excuses upon waking up, to quickly skip and overtake your lower self before it overcomes you with its negative thoughts. Thereafter, you will be productively stretching your daily priority efficiently and effectively. If for some reason this does not work for you, bend over backward to your mindset to clarify what really is your compelling objectives and reason. A reason that is strong enough might be your missing link. Make sure your possibility is flexible until you successfully find what works for you the most. If you like this video and personal coaching, leave a comment on the section below and click like. Thank you for checking out my channel. For more video like this, subscribe now by hitting that button. And for more new uploads, hit the bell for notification so you don't miss any updates. Thank you for listening. This is Jace Lee. I am an active, isolated stretch practitioner.